When we think of pop art, we imagine celebrity, repetition, neon color, and mass production. Soup cans, movie stars, electric chairs. But what if beneath the silkscreens and spectacle, there was something quieter, something devotional? Before he became the icon of Studio 54 and avant-garde cool, Andy Warhol was a daily mass attendee, a son of Byzantine Catholic immigrants, a man who prayed. This was Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was born in 1928 in Pittsburgh to Slovak immigrant parents who belonged to the Ruthenian Byzantine Catholic Church. His childhood was shaped by incense, chant, gold icons, and ritual repetition. In the Byzantine tradition, images are not decoration, they are windows. Icons are not simply paintings, they are encounters. Every Sunday, young Andy stood before luminous saints repeated across the iconostasis. Flattened figures, frontal faces, sacred gold backgrounds. Holy images multiplied in rhythmic symmetry. Long before he ever silkscreened Marilyn, he stood before rows of saints. Warhol's art would later become famous for repetition. Campbell's soup cans, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley. The same image, again and again. Critics called it a commentary on consumer culture. And it was. But repetition also belongs to prayer. Rosaries, litanies, chanted responses. In both liturgy and Warhol's studio practice, the image becomes powerful through recurrence. Not uniqueness, but rhythm. The factory became the center of 1960s avant-garde culture, glamorous, chaotic, electric. But Warhol himself remained reserved. He attended Mass quietly. He volunteered at church. He kept religious objects in his home. In 1968, he was shot and nearly killed. After that, mortality became more present in his work. Electric chairs, car crashes, disasters. Like medieval artists painting martyrdom, Warhol confronted death directly. Flat, frontal, unavoidable. Near the end of his life, Warhol returned explicitly to sacred imagery. In 1986, he created more than 100 works based on Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. Layered, multiplied, camouflaged, repeated in fluorescent color. Some critics saw irony. Others saw commercialization. But there is something unmistakable in the scale of the project. The repetition becomes almost obsessive. Christ's face, again and again. As if Warhol was circling back to the image that framed his childhood, the sacred made visible. In Byzantine churches, saints stare outward with stillness and intensity. Warhol celebrities do the same. Marilyn becomes an icon. Elvis becomes an icon. Flat, frontal, isolated against luminous backgrounds. In a culture that replaced saints with stars, Warhol did not invent the shift. He revealed it. He showed us what we worship. Warhol rarely spoke publicly about his faith. He cultivated mystery, surface, ambiguity. But those close to him described a man who prayed regularly and took his Catholic devotion seriously. He lived between two worlds, the spectacle of modern consumerism and the quiet persistence of ritual. Perhaps that tension is the key to understanding his work. Not mockery, not endorsement, but observation. A mirror held up to modern devotion. Andy Warhol once said, "I just paint things I always thought were beautiful." In his childhood church, beauty meant gold halos and solemn faces. In America, beauty meant celebrities and products. Warhol placed them side by side, not to resolve the tension, but to expose it. Behind the bright colors and mechanical repetition, there remained something older. The instinct to create images, to multiply them, to gaze at them, to believe that through them we encounter something beyond ourselves. This is divine imagination. Subscribe so you won't miss the final chapter of Patheos' 10-part series on where faith and imagination meet. Catch up on the episodes you missed with the link below.